Okay, good evening, everybody. Here we are going to start the paper class, and I want to know whether uh, if anyone is there that who are not here in the seminar, free seminar. So here, shall I start from the beginning once again because the first day we have the things that we learned in the free seminar. But if you want that once again, I can just repeat it. Okay. So then, if not, I can just continue from the place. Okay, right. So many you can send me messages asking. Uh, uh, so whether shall I start from the beginning once again? Yeah, three people says yes. The others also I want the start from the beginning. Four people like that send me a message asking. So majorities will yes five. Yeah, six seven. Okay, right. Yeah, that means majority. Okay now. So eight people says uh, start from the beginning. That's better, I think. Even if you have got the notes, no problem. You can keep it, right? So now once again, now in the seminar, normally you can't ask any questions. Even now here you can ask any question. And even I am just starting from the beginning that why I selected like this, and even everything I be describing now. Yeah, yeah, so I'm just beginning starting from the beginning because I know that you had no any chance of asking questions here. So then it was I know that you want to ask questions and clarify the places where it's not clear. So then we have to do it in a better way because I want to ensure that you get an A pass for history after completing everything. So if you that cover up all the sessions like this with me, with all the questions, all the tools, everything, so I'm sure that you just can get an A pass surely. Even no need of once again studying this. You just study from here. So this is a very good revision. So then every lesson will be discussed, revised, explained. So you just revise here, study here. So no need of taking another time for studying here. Okay. So when you study all the tudes like this, so my advice is you have to keep a separate file to keep all these the tudes of paper class. Okay. So I'm just giving you like more than 20 short notes like for every lesson like. So then the best thing that you just keep a separate file to keep all this from the beginning, so from today onwards, right? So I have uploaded two tudes to that, one tude with a short note and some questions and the other tude with past paper questions. Now I'm using the whiteboard to explain explain about the structure of the paper and how you have to answer everything. So the most of the students they are facing difficulties in writing answers that we practice here. Okay, right. So then you can ask any question at any time, even unmuting your mic, no problem, even sending messages. I'm just reading the messages and giving answers, right? So then very slowly we are going, but within 2 weeks we are finishing this lesson, right? Right now I have selected this lesson at the beginning. So renaissance, why I have selected this lesson at the beginning. So this is one of the unimportant lessons in the syllabus for making the question paper. So I have to start in telling like that, but now it has become important. So this was one of the unimportant lessons because the examiners were not putting any question from Renaissance. So when we take from 2008, from even in the early syllabus, it was there. The new syllabus started in 2016. 2009 only they have given a question from Renaissance. From 2008 up to 2015, only 2009 there was a question. But students gave very poor answers, very poor responses. Because of that, they stopped giving any question from Renaissance after that. 2016, in the new syllabus also Renaissance is there. So then 2017 there were 16 no question, 17 no question, and they have tried once again 2018 by giving a question. Once again, very poor responses. So then they did not give any question from in 2019, no question. Last year, once again they gave a question. Why they gave a question like that in 2020 last year? The thing is actually grade 11, last two lessons, 7 and 8. This is world revolutions, this is world wars. World revolution, world wars. Normally, in that world is now in our paper, world history questions are what? 8 and 9. 8 and 9 are the world history questions. So normally 8 question is given from industrial revolution and 9 question is given from world wars and world revolutions. So the examiners they thought that in Sri Lanka because of corona problem in schools we have not taught the last two lessons. So 7 and 8 in remote places like. So they did not put any question to the question paper from world revolution and world wars. Otherwise, it's an exact question. But now, because of that, what happened? They had to give 8 and 9 both questions from industrial revolution and renaissance. So last time that happened because they wanted to reduce the last lessons of grade 11 without putting any question to the question paper. So they have to get grade 10 lessons. So renaissance is in grade 10. So then this year also we have corona problem. Then there's a probability of coming this one. Now the importance had gone up. So that's why I have selected renaissance starting from this. But you see in past papers only three MCQs, only three MCQs from 2016 to 2020. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 papers. In 5 papers, only 3 MCQs were given from renaissance. See, even some years there was no any question from Renaissance. There was no any question from Renaissance in some years. Some years now, but here 2018 and 2020 they have given full big questions. The 8 question. So 8 question from Renaissance normally. So last year also they gave 8 question from Renaissance and the ninth question from Industrial Revolution. Exactly 8 question in 2018 and 2020. 8th question had been given for Renaissance. So that's what's the importance. Now Renaissance is important in that way. Why? Because of Corona. Corona gave a kind of importance for the Renaissance. So that's why we start from Renaissance. Then my program had been scheduled to cover up all the lessons question wise. Question wise means according to the questions only we will be discussing all the short notes, all the possible questions, all the past paper questions. All the possible questions are given. Now we will see the structure first. Now see here I have uploaded one structure like this. Now I think you have downloaded it. This one, the revision schedule. In the revision schedule you can see this is according to the questions of the question paper. So normally, now once again you see the whiteboard here. In our paper we have first question. This is Sri Lankan history. This is compulsory. Compulsory question with what? Map marking, short that picture description, and even that structured essay questions. No, so we can't guess this one. But the second question, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh, these are Sri Lankan history questions. Sri Lankan history. Now, 8 and 9 world history. So how the question is based on? To give the second question, they use first and second lessons of grade 10. For the third question, third and fourth lessons of grade 10. Fifth question, fifth and sixth lessons of grade 10. Fifth question, seventh and eighth lessons of grade 10. Now see, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 questions in the Sri Lankan history the side section is given from grade 10. Now see how grade 10 is very important. No? Grade 10 syllabus is very important. See, out of these 6 questions, 4 questions from grade 10. 6 question is given from how? It is the 10th lesson of grade 10 and second and third lessons of grade 11. 7th question, 4th, 5th and 6th lessons of grade 11. See, from grade 11 only 2 questions. From grade 10 only how many questions? 4. Out of these six Sri Lankan history questions, you are writing answers for four. If you know grade 10 syllabus, you can write entire four questions from grade 10 without even knowing grade 11. So that's why grade 10 is very important. Here, I have defined how it is given. Eighth question is given from Industrial Revolution or Renaissance. And ninth question is given from World Revolutions and World Wars. If they omit this one also this year, like in last year, then surely Renaissance comes as the eighth question and Industrial Revolution will become as a ninth question. So one question you are answering from this side. However, altogether you are answering 4 plus 1, 5 questions. I think you got the structure, right? Okay, most important lesson of Oliver in history. Yes, that's a very good question. Most important lessons here. I'll be once again going to the schedule and show you. Now see here, second question, first 10, second lessons of grade 10 like that. See second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. This is Sri Lankan history. Now see here, seventh question, political changes in Sri Lanka under British, fourth, fifth and sixth lessons of grade 11. If you study these three lessons, surely you can answer the seventh question. And here, second and third lessons of grade 11 and 10th lesson of grade 10, 6. So then you can write these two questions. Now, normally in the question paper, these two are the most easiest questions. Second and third questions are the easiest. 6 and 7 easier. These are easiest, easier. 4 and 5 difficult. So when selecting the questions, normally try to select 2, 3, 6 and 7. If you can't answer any question like that, then only you select 4 and 5 because 4 and 5 are very difficult. So this is according to how early students have given responses. Okay, I'm just generalizing. So today I'm taking a bit time to explain these things because you should also know. Now exactly, you can if you want, you just can avoid studying 5, 6, 7 and 8 lessons of grade 10. Why? You're not going to answer 4 and 5. You're not going to answer 4 and 5. But here grade 11, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth lessons are very important. They are related to British. So if you study them, you can write easily answers for 6 and 7. 2 and 3 also very easy. No, first, second, third, fourth lessons of grade 10, they are easy lessons. Okay, so like that you just can avoid some lessons being studied if you know the structure. However, my attempt is to cover up everything within 30 weeks and getting ready for an A pass. That surely I will do because but yeah, but you have to be with me and as well as you have to get a broader understanding. So sometimes you may think that the seminars at the last moment like 11th hour, but history cannot be done in that way because to write answers you should have a broad understanding. In such a seminar within 1 day or 2 day we can't explain everything in a broad way. So the theory knowledge is very important as well as doing questions is very important. So here we will discuss all the questions. Some people think that only that studying the two books textbooks enough. No, so then you have to practice how to write answers. So when we are writing answers here I will explain you, okay, how to write answers. Now I have uploaded these two tunes, world history renaissance short note 10 and 11. I think you have downloaded this and we are going to fill this. First we will discuss this, that means first we will I will explain if you have any question. So then asking MCQ target. So normally MCQ questions also I will tell here first and then we will go to these renaissance. Okay, MCQs we cannot target, but MCQs are given like this. Normally, out of 40 MCQs, like 22 MCQs from grade 10, and only 18 or 16 MCQs from grade 11. So this may be like 22 or 24. Okay, and out of this also, that Sri Lankan like 28 questions and only 12 questions from world like. So that's how they are giving the questions. Sometimes even more than this Sri Lankan, maybe up to 30. Okay, so that we can't target, but when we study everything here, we will be okay with the 40 MCQs. Don't worry about the MCQs. Then you will gradually learn. Okay, we'll go to Renaissance. So what is this Renaissance? When we take Europe, so this is now, I'm slowly going, okay? So this is Europe. So European countries. So we'll see what are these countries. Okay. So what are these countries? So here you see, I'm just going to just name them. So this is Great Britain. This is France. This is Germany. This is Spain. This one is Portugal. This is Italy. And this one is Greece. Okay, so this one is Italy. So Italy, and this is Greece. Okay, and this is Turkey. So now these are the important countries here for this lesson. There are some other countries here, but these are the important cities. Now the history, world history, we can divide mainly into three periods. This is not the Sri Lankan. Sri Lankan history we are dividing in different way. This is world history. So this is 500 AC. This is 1500 AC. So now 500 AC, 1500 AC, before 500 AC, in between 500 to 1500, and after 1500. So what is this age? We call this as historical age. So this is known as historical age. This is known as modern history. Modern history. So this is modern history. What is this time period? This is like 1000 years, no? 1000 years. This is known as medieval period. So we call it as medieval period. Even some they say this is a dark age in Europe. So it's not dark age here. Dark age in where? Dark age in Europe. So like this is the how the history is the time period is divided in Europe. Historical age before 500 days, modern age or modern history after 1500 days, and 1000 years here from 500 to 1500 it is known as medieval period or the dark age in Europe. Now what is the difference? So I will explain like this. Before 500 AC, in the historical period, in the historical age, when we take these countries in Europe, only that Roman civilization and Greek civilization were there. They were very developed empires. They were very developed civilizations before 500 days. So you know that at that time, France, Germany, Great Britain, in those places they are lived but whom? Tribal groups. Tribal groups means they have not civilized. Human flesh eating tribal groups. So they were not civilized. They were not having any written language. So they were like tribes. At the time, at such time, here Roman Empire and Greek Empire were prevalent. So Roman Empire was so developed. So now what is the difference in between these two? No difference. When the Roman Empire was there, it was spreading over entire area. When it is declining, Greek Empire comes out and Greek Empire is spreading over entire area. On and off, Italy and Greece, they were having the influence of both Roman Empire and Greek Empire. Because when Roman Empire was inclining, Greek Empire was declining. When the Greek Empire was inclining, the Roman Empire was declining. However, before 500 AC, they were really developed civilizations. There were many scholars. They had a very good language. The Roman language was Latin, and the Greece language was Greek. So these scholars they have written many books in Latin language and Greek language. So, however, those books were really important. Many scholars were there, many philosophers were there, many artists were there, and even many sculptors were there, and many scholars were there. All they were writing, and they had a very developed civilization. But 500 AD, what happened? The last to prevail was the Roman Empire. I told you, no, these two empires were on and off, coming up and down. The last to prevail was the Roman Empire. What happened to the Roman Empire? When the kings were becoming powerless, when the kings' powers were declining, this was subjected to tribal invasions from here. Now the tribal groups from Great Britain, they were known as Anglo-Saxons. Germany and France, it was known as Gaul-Dacia. So Gaul-Dacia means Surapappa tribal groups are living. So they were invading the Roman Empire. So they invaded the Roman Empire. Because of the tribal invasions, what happened? Because of the tribal invasions, mainly trade had been collapsed. So main income of the king was what? Trade. Mainly the main income of the king was from the trade. Now because of these tribal invasions, the trade had been collapsed. As a result, now king is not having any income. King's income. So king is not having any income. No income for the king. Why? Trade had been collapsed. King needed an income for what? King had to pay for these two. Who? The army. So he has to pay for the army. And he has to pay for the nobles. Why? Nobles or the aristocrats, they were paying a service to the government. Now, king, the trade had been collapsed. King's income had been collapsed. Now, because of that, king cannot pay for the army. King cannot pay for the nobles. So, what did the king do? King dissolved the state army. No state army after that. King dissolved the state army. After dissolving the state army, now what happened? No protection for the country. So to give the protection for the country, gradually a system had been emerged. So what is that system? We call it as feudal system. We call it as what? Feudal system. So what is the feudal system? King had divided the land of the country into three sections. Mainly into three sections. Give me 1 minute, okay? Right. So he divided the land of the country into main three sections. One third of the land of the country was kept for the king. So he was keeping one third of the land of the country. The other one third had been given to the church. So church was holding one third. That means church was very powerful, very rich. The other one third had been given to nobles. Now this one third had been divided among nobles. Why? Nobles cannot be paid by the king because he was not having any income. So he this is his payment. He gave very large land areas to nobles and told what? Okay, you have to give protection for the people here. So you have to use this land. You have to cultivate land and get an income. You see the slaves here, common people living here. They become slaves to you. They will serve you. They will do agricultural activities in your land and use them. But give protection. How to give protection? They can use this dissolved army. In the dissolved army, there are army generals, no? So army generals were there. So these army generals, they became knights. Knights were whom? Knights were the second level nobles. They were army generals. They were keeping private armies. Now these knights were serving for the noble to give protection for the people and him. At any time when the king needed the protection, these nobles they provided armies to the king because king was not having any state army. Now this system we call as what? Feudal system. Now in this medieval period, what system prevailed? The feudal system prevailed. Now why feudal system came? Because of these tribal invasions. For 1,000 years in Europe, the feudal system prevailed. It is known as land tenure system. Now land was the main base. So according the economy had been based on the land. So that system prevailed. Then what happened? Here at the end of this period, a special incident happened. It was what? Crusades. What are crusades? Crusades were the wars between Muslims and Christians. Okay? Wars between Muslims and Christians. Why? Christians want now. Muslims had captured Jerusalem. Jerusalem was the holy place for Christians. Christians wanted to fight against Muslims. So Pope gathered all the Christians to Constantinople. Where's Constantinople? Constantinople was the capital of the Roman Empire. This is Constantinople. Actually, it is belonging to Turkey. Okay, actually, it's belonging to Turkey. So this is Constantinople. That is the capital of the Roman Empire. It was the center for the Roman Empire. So Pope gathered all the Christians to Constantinople for the religious war against Muslims. Then what happened? Slaves, nobles, knights, everyone came to Constantinople to go for the war, the religious war. There were 6 crusades, 6 wars. 5 had been won by Muslims, only 1 had been won by Christians. However, we don't want the winners. What are the result? Many slaves came to Constantinople and other cities. They did after the war. They did not return to their feudal lands. Without returning to the feudal lands, what did they do? They started trade. They started engaging in trade. Some slaves became rich. Those slaves who became rich, they paid for the nobles and got released from their slavery, and they started becoming rich families. Rich families. These rich families, okay, these rich families, what happened? They wanted some entertainment. They started thinking in a different way because they were not traditional nobles. Now, this is one of the major reasons why this Renaissance came. 1453. What was this year importance? Now Turks, after Muslims winning five wars, they became so powerful. So they started spreading their religion. Even the Islam religion had come to Turkey. When Islam religion came to Turkey, Turks they embraced Islam religion and they captured Constantinople. In 1453, Constantinople was captured by Islamic Turks. Then what happened? So the Christians they lost the Constantinople. In Constantinople there were big libraries, many libraries. In those libraries there were many Latin and Greek books. There were scholars here. All the European scholars they have taken these Latin and Greek books and they were fled to Western Europe. And they are everywhere. They started teaching people Latin and Greek languages. People started learning Latin and Greek languages. They started reading those books. They started getting the knowledge and they started rebuilding Roman and Greek civilizations everywhere in Europe. So this was known as what? This in 14 15th and 16th century this happened. So because of that, what happened? Once again, that early Roman and Greek civilizations started reburning. So that means rebirth of the early Roman and Greek civilizations. So that happened here. So the simple definition for Renaissance was what? Rebirth of the early Roman and Greek civilizations. I think up to that you are understood. Up to that you understood. So then when we are slowly going the reasons for the Renaissance, once again you will understand. Now shall we go for the slideshow? Shall we go for the
Okay.
slideshow and see once again get a kind of revision? Right. Okay. Then after that you can ask any question, right? Okay. Now this is a slideshow. Now we'll see what Renaissance is. Okay. Right. Now this is the feudal society. You can see the feudal society here. King was on top. Nobles and the church officials were second. Knights and vassals. Knights were the second level nobles. And serfs means common people, slaves. Lords, vassals, knights, and subjects. So this is the feudal society. Where feudal society prevailed? During the medieval period. From 500 to 1500 AC. Now see here. This is a feudal land. The castle of the noble here. And here common people are working in those lands of the noble. They were working for the noble, right? So they have to work hard. They were slaves, like they were common people, but in return only protection was given for these people by the noble. See, the king owned all the land in the country and made the laws. He gave an area of land called a fief to the rich lords and nobles. In return, the lords and nobles agreed to supply the king with soldiers and horses for his army. The nobles gave some land to professional soldiers. In return, these knights fought for nobles and the king, and peasants who worked land for the nobles and the knights who in return offered them protection. So that means only they were given protection only from these people, but they have to work. They have to work in the paddy fields. Now this is a tenure land. This is a land in the feudal system. This is the castle of the noble, very rich person enjoying everything. These are the houses of the common people in one place. They have to share everything, even the bakery, even the well, even the equipments, everything they have to share. Okay, yeah, yeah, right. So then see how they are keeping everything common, and in these very big fields they have to work for this castle. And even now see here, they have to use a small plot of land for their living, so they do agriculture there. Right. Now then what happened? How feudalism ended? There are many reasons, but I'm just going to show you some important two events only. Bubonic plague. 1348, 14th century, a deadly contagious disease caused by bacteria and spread by fleas, black, we call it as black death, like corona. In this because of this black death, one third of the population of entire world had been ended. That means they died. One third of the population died. So many millions of deaths. Like now, see on the streets, the dead bodies are there. Like in that India. So now see that on the streets they are dying. So then one third of the world population had been totally erased. That means they died. So this is also one of the reasons for the ending of Renaissance. Okay, because feudal system ended. The main reason was crusades, a series of religious wars against Muslims in Asia by European Christians. This and other wars took large amounts of people out of Europe to fight in the Middle East. Now these are the crusades now. They are holding a big cross and they are going to fight against Muslims to liberate Jerusalem. What is Renaissance then? The transitional movement in Europe between medieval and the modern times beginning in the 14th century in Italy. So Renaissance started from where? Italy. So that's an MCQ. They may ask, Renaissance was started from where? Italy. Lasting into the 17th century and marked by a humanistic revival of classical influence expressed in a flowering of the art and literature. That means many fields in the world had been changed because of Renaissance. Artistic field, literary field, political field, religious field, scientific field, every field had got a kind of transformation. This is Constantinople. See, this is what Italy, Greece, Turkey. In the history, we call it as Asia Minor. So here, this is Syria. The Islam religion had been born here. It was spread to here, Turkey, Asia Minor. So they captured Constantinople when? In 1453, one of the important years that you have to remember. So then only the problems happened. No, what are the problems happened here? There were many big the Constantinople was attracted the attention of the scholars. The Greek and Roman literature books were stored in libraries in city of Constantinople. Scholars were engaged in studying here, but the Islamic Turks captured Constantinople in 1453 AD, and therefore the Roman Catholic scholars fled to other European countries with those books and propagated the Greek and Roman literature and language in those cities. As a result, Greek and Roman culture revived. These are the very big libraries in Constantinople. See how many Latin and Greek books were here. Latin language was the Roman language, Greek language was the Greece language. So these are the scholars. What because of the capture of Constantinople in 1453, what happened? These scholars they have taken all these books and they were fled to Western Europe. Throughout Western Europe, they started propagating the Latin and Greek languages. People they did not know Latin and Greek languages. Why? They were dead languages. Like the tribal languages are widely used. They have been neglected, Latin and Greek. But once again, they have started a fashion of studying these two languages and reading these books. So now see here, growth of the trade and origin of a new group of rich. So I'm once again going to this slide that whiteboard. What are the reasons for the Renaissance? From this lesson, they can give you three questions only. They can give you sorry four questions only. Out of these four questions, I'm introducing all four questions. Out of these four questions, the first question was, what are the reasons for the Renaissance? What are the reasons for the Renaissance? This is the major reason, but capture of Constantinople by Turks. Because of that, only European scholars they were fled to European countries and they started propagating Latin and Greek languages, and people started reading those books and re-implementing the things in the books. The major reason. Second reason was what? The development of knowledge, the intellectual development. Why intellectual development? Because these scholars they propagated the knowledge throughout the Europe. The propagation of the knowledge and improvement of the knowledge is the second reason. Third reason was what? This one, development of trade. Those slaves who went for crusades did not return to their slavery lands. They started trade in the cities and the trade activities became developed. King was now getting an income. He can keep the state army. He can pay for the nobles. And these traders, they became rich, rich families, and they started thinking in a different way and they started supporting scholars and artists. They started giving birth to Many new creations. The fourth reason was the declining of the Catholic Church. This one, declining of the Catholic Church. Church was having a very big power. Okay, so one third of the land of the country possessed by the church, huge income. But there was a declining of the Catholic Church because of this wealth. Many priests they started doing some corruptions. So because of that, there was a criticism on the church. Because of the criticism on the church had been declined. The influence of the church on people had been declined. These are the four reasons. Now we are going to study those four reasons. Yeah, once again you can ask any questions, asking some questions like these. Can you send the record? Yeah, that's I am sending. Is that disease also called as black plague? Yes, it was the name for the disease. Black death we call normally. Okay, bubon plague, black death. Now once again see the development of trade here. The wealthy group of people did not depend on the ancient feudal nobles. They had a free mind to pay their attention to artistic works, and they had the financial power to help them. So they helped artistic affairs. So there was a revival in art and that was started from Italy. Example, the family called Medici. Medici family, the one of the trading families, they became very rich. They were living in the city of Florence in Italy, and they were helping Michelangelo in his creations. This is Medici, Lorenzo de Medici. This is Michelangelo. This is the statue made by Michelangelo of this person, the alabaster statue. So he had used alabaster. That's one of the features, okay, of these artistic creations. He was using alabaster to make the statue. The statue of Lorenzo de Medici, who had helped him in his creations. Printing machine. The printing machine was invented by Johannes Gutenberg in 1453. So it also supported in spreading the knowledge throughout Europe. And now see, this is the printing machine of Johannes Gutenberg. It was in 1454. And decline of the Catholic Church. Why Catholic Church declined? Some of the priests in the Catholic Council had tended to a more worldly life. That means they were enjoying facilities. As a result of the revival of thinking in Renaissance, some weaknesses in the Catholic Council were criticized. Who criticized? Even the very good priests started criticizing. John Wycliffe in England was a very good priest. John Huss in Bohemia, very good priest. Erasmus in France, a very good priest. Martin Luther in Germany, a very good priest. So they good priests, they started criticizing the bad works of the bad priests. So they were prominent among such critics. Due to the activities of reformists, the power of the Pope and the Catholic Church became declined and their influence on people also vanished. Now these are the four reasons for the Renaissance. John Wycliffe, a reformist. We call him as a reformist. He was a priest, a deeply religious person who criticized the church. John Huss, a priest, a deeply religious person. A punishment was given by the Catholic Church to this person. He was burnt alive until the death. That was the punishment given to him by the Catholic Church. This was Martin Luther from Germany, Erasmus from France. They were known as whom? Reformists. They were known as reformists. Those people who criticized the church was known as reformists. Okay, a question comes and now we'll go to, yeah, why did they criticize the church? That's good. I told you that some priests they started overusing the facilities, worldly life, doing corruptions, earning money, even selling the positions of the church to for money. So that's corruption, no? So then what? These priests they criticize those priests, the bad ones. So then there was a religious struggle inside the church. Inside the church, there was a struggle. So that's a power struggle, like so. Because of that, the church power had gone down. Okay. Why only John Huss? Yeah, that's a very good question. Once again, everyone work brought to. If they tried, the church tried to bring every priest to a religious court and give punishments, but he only was captured. This person was hiding for 6 years, and he could not be captured. He was only captured and given punishment, so others could not be captured. They were hiding. So then, when the power of the church was going down, then they started gradually. that not punishing anyone. Okay, shall we go to the fill the short notes now here? This one. Okay, right. Now first we'll fill the short notes. First we'll fill the short notes and we'll go to the questions, right? Okay, right. So now you have, this is the time for you to fill. I'm also telling, while telling you just can fill them. Okay, right. Renaissance is a rebirth of what? Early Roman and Greek civilizations. Okay, write this. No need to highlight anything. Why? Because everything is important. This is a short note. The reasons for the Renaissance. These are the facts for the first question. So what is the first question that can be given? What are the reasons for the Renaissance, and explain under two headings. So these are the factors. One, surrendering of the city of Constantinople by Ottoman Turks in 1453. Can you just continue this one? In 1453? That's one of the years that you have to remember. Surrendering of the city of Constantinople by Ottoman Turks in 1453 AD. What happened because of that? The Greek and Roman books were stored in the libraries in Constantinople. Greek and Roman scholars who were studying there fled to other European countries with those books. There they started propagating those two languages. People started learning those two languages, and they started reading the Roman and Greek books and re-implementing the things in the books. That is what surrendering of the city of Constantinople. Second reason was what? Growth in trade and origin of a new group of rich. Okay. As a result of development of trade between the eastern and western countries, a group of rich people were originated in the cities like where? Venice and Genoa. These are the two cities where trade was developed in Greece. In Greece, two cities where trade was developed, Venice and Genoa. Rich people did not depend on the Asian noble class. They had a free mind. They wanted entertainment. They had money. They wanted a free life. So that's why they started giving money or helping the artists and scholars to give birth to new creations. That's why many artists have come out. That's why many scholars came out. So I'm just explaining, then you can just fill these blanks. Okay, the red color things are the blanks. This black color I have given you, so red color is the other blanks. Okay. Intellectual revival, theology, philosophy and law were the main subjects in education system during feudal system. When the church power was very high, they taught only these two three languages. Theology means religion. Philosophy, we know philosophies are the things that some philosophers had introduced, no, like capitalism, socialism, Marxism. Law, even law. These are the subjects that we cannot criticize. No, can you criticize the religion? No. Can you criticize philosophies? No. Can you criticize the law? No. They were the main subjects taught in the church. With the birth of humanism, what is humanism? The idea that the man is the most important. Now, early idea was what? God was the most important, and everything was should be organized according to the needs of the church. But here once again, an idea came. There's no any question that God is the most important. But here the importance of man had been increased. That is humanism. The importance of man had been increased. Then after that, ancient literature, drama, phonetics, these are the humanistic subjects. We call them as humanistic subjects. Even we call these subjects as Renaissance subjects that you can criticize. Literature you can criticize. Drama you can criticize. Phonetics you can criticize. History you can criticize. You are not believing everything. Printing machine invented by Johannes Gutenberg supported in the spreading of new knowledge. Complete these blanks. In the third one, we will discuss four reasons for the Renaissance, and we will go for the question. Then we will go for the question. We'll see how a question is written, answers in a proper way. I'm going to explain how. Okay. So then see criticism of the domination of the church. By the medieval era, both Pope and the Church had a great power. Some priests had tended to a more worldly life. Worldly life means they were enjoying, they were spending a luxurious life, they were earning money, they were selling the positions of the church for money to earn money, so that some weaknesses of the Catholic Church were criticized. Who criticized? Protestants. Who were Protestants? The good priests who criticized the church were known as Protestants. Example, John Wycliffe in England, John Huss in Bohemia. I told you all these people were requested to a religious court, but only John Huss had been captured. He was given a punishment, so he was burnt alive. Erasmus in France and Martin Luther in Germany. Okay, now these are the four reasons for the Renaissance. Now we'll go for the question and see how a question answer. Now I told you that they can give you four questions. Only four questions they can give you from Renaissance. No any other question can be given, because history cannot be rebuilt. So history is history. You cannot rebuild the history to give new questions. So if you get ready for all these four questions, you are okay with the question paper. Yeah, asking why do good priests criticize citizens? Is it because they don't like their religion? No, 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 no. They did not. They did not criticize the Catholic Church. They did not criticize the religion. They did not criticize Jesus. They did not criticize Mother Mary. What did they criticize? They criticized the bad works of the bad priests, not the religion, not the church. Okay, now we'll once again go to this whiteboard to understand how a answer is written normally. Okay, right. How an answer is written. Now I'm just using this side because I want this side once again. How an answer is written. Now see this question. Now they will give you the question in this way. Explain the reasons that affected for the Renaissance under two headings. Under two headings. Now you know all these things. What do? You write entire page explaining all these four reasons. What are the four reasons? Constantinople captured by Turks, and the intellectual development and development of trade, and the fourth one is decline of Catholic Church. You are writing entire page, one paragraph, entire page including everything. What happened? You are not given marks. Why you are not given marks? They say in the question to write under two headings. You have not given any two headings here. Normally for this question, how the marks are given? You have to name two headings. For writing the heading, they are giving 1 mark each. For writing the heading, they are giving one mark each. For writing the heading, there are two headings, 1 mark each. Then you have to write a paragraph. Write a paragraph supporting this heading. So in this paragraph, you have to support the heading. How? It must be relevant. This paragraph must be relevant. For relevancy, they give you half a mark. And the content, you must include information. For content, they give 1 mark. 1.5 marks only given for the paragraph. You are writing for supporting the heading. Here also once again a paragraph. It must be relevant. Once again half a mark is given. And the content 1 mark is given. Okay. So then what happens? Altogether how many marks here? 5 marks. So 5 marks question. So now see here, when you are naming these two headings, 2 marks you are given. But here you have not named the two headings. So here you have given an exercise for the evaluator, the teacher who is evaluating your paper. Read my answer, find two headings and give me marks. So this is what the kind of a challenge you have given. Read your answer, find out the two headings, give me marks. Would they do that? No. First they cut these two marks. Now you how many marks left? Only 3 is left, no? Why 2 marks have been cut off? Would they give you 3 out of 5? No. They will surely give you 2 out of 5. Now see, if you are writing in this way, with knowing everything, you are writing a very good paragraph, including everything, but you are given only 2 marks, you are missing 3 marks. This is what happened to those people who by heart the two books and go for the exam. Because they were not ready for any questions. They don't know how to write answers. they can only vomit what they have studied in two books. So then they will get even now. By studying a lot, they get C's and B's, not getting an A. So in history, the challenge here in the history was what? Practicing how to write answers. So this model, you have to practice, otherwise you won't get marks. What you have to do? Two headings. Writing paragraphs to support the headings. Now see here, what are the headings here? Now we can make the heading. Now there are four reasons now. Four reasons we make as two headings. You can take these two: capture of Constantinople by Turks and intellectual development as one heading. You can take trade and the declining of change as one heading. So if there are two reasons, four reasons, you divide that into two groups and get two as one heading. So what is this heading then? Capture of Constantinople by Ottoman Turks in 1453 and the intellectual development. Okay. What is this? Development of trade and declining of Catholic Church. One heading. So then you have to write a paragraph to support it. Now I think you clearly understood the method of writing the answer. Okay. Introduction, no introduction. Don't give any introduction. Just start writing answer. No introduction. Don't try to explain what is Renaissance. Then how it happened. No. You just answer to the question that they ask. Now what are the reasons? Now see my answer. The answer is there. What they ask under the, yeah, they will ask. Exactly, they will ask. Okay, two reasons, right? Yeah, two reasons means two headings only. Yeah. Now, if it is given as three headings, what you do? For first heading, second heading, third heading, 111. Explanation, 111, 6 marks. So normally the fourth question is under three headings. So then you are writing this one. Then only you are given. See, by writing the headings, 3 marks. Half of the marks are given. Now we'll go to the see. uh, we'll go to uh, yeah, a good question. How much should we write for a question? That's up to you. But my, now in the marking scheme, it is not normally told you to write this much of words like that. Okay, they say these are the headings. If the student had selected two out of these headings and support the heading with the paragraph, two paragraph, give marks. Okay. And then the marking scheme says, if the student had selected any other heading which is relevant, not the headings given by the marking scheme, even if he is supporting it with the paragraph, give marks. So we are so liberal. You are so liberal. You can even select some other headings than the marking scheme, but it should be relevant. If it is not relevant, you are not given marks. So this method you have to follow. Now we'll see my answer. My model answer for this question. We'll see that one first. Where you have to go for page number down, scroll down, page number, even after these MCQs. Page number 9. Essay type question number 8. Why I have put here essay type question number 8? Normally Renaissance comes for the 8th question of the question paper. This is the question, the reasons for the Renaissance, no? So this is not a question. The question can be given in a different wording, no? What is the wording? Explain the reasons for the Renaissance under two headings. Now this is the first heading, surrendering the city of Constantinople by Turks. When you write this heading, you are given 1 mark. So writing the heading and getting 1 mark. Now this is the small paragraph that I have written under that. This is enough. Constantinople, which was an advanced trade city during the final part of the medieval era, attracted attention of the scholars. The Roman and Greek books were stored in libraries in the city of Constantinople, and a number of Greek and Roman scholars were engaged in studying there. But the Islamic Turks surrendered this city in 1453 AD. Now, can you see any introduction here? No introduction. No need. Therefore, the Roman Catholic scholars found it difficult to stay in the city any longer. Therefore, these scholars fled to other European countries with these books and propagated the Roman and Greek literature and languages in these cities. As a result, there was a tendency of learning Roman and Greek languages. It became a fashion so that the Greek and Roman cultures revived at the end of the medieval era. Okay, now this is the answer. This is the paragraph. This much is enough. 10 to 12 lines enough. If you can't write 10 to 12 lines, even 8 lines enough. Okay, but in the marking scheme, it is not said that you have to write 8 lines. Okay, that is my idea. It's better to write at least 8 lines. So you have some blanks in your answer also. Fill them. If we just put the heading and explain it, is enough. It is enough. Exactly enough. So the highlighted parts are the important no. Here that highlighted means I have given in red color. The red color are the answers for the blanks that I have given you in the tube. Can this question be given as three headings? Yeah, you can. They can give this as a three headings. So then you have to select three headings. Here I have taken that Constantinople story and that development of the intellectual development as one heading here. Even you can write it as two. So there are four reasons. Now you select this three. So you just fill the blanks. Okay. What is the second heading then? Growth in trade and origin of a new group of rich. But here you can continue what? Declining of the Catholic Church. I have included here into that answer. Here also you can write surrendering the city of Constantinople by Turks and the development of knowledge. That's correct. No, don't write as an essay. I told you no. When you write as an essay, what happens? I told you. I explained here. You are giving a challenge to these evaluators. Read my essay, find two headings, and give me marks. So they won't find your headings and give you marks. You have to name them. See, as A and B, or Roman number one and Roman number two, like that way. See, growth in trade and origin of a new group of rich. How? There was a growth of commercial affairs during 12th century between eastern and western countries. Therefore, a new group of rich people originated in the cities like where? Venice and Genoa. They were the two cities in Italy where rich people were imaged. These wealthy people did not depend on the ancient noble class and had a free mind, so they paid attention to artists, and also financial power was used to support them. Remember, when you are writing, you have to give examples. Intellectual development and the growth of knowledge are both same meaning. Yeah, yeah, that's both same meaning. Okay, right. See, you have to give examples. For giving examples, extra marks are given. For what is the example for this? A Nobel class supporting an artist. Lorenzo the Medici of Medici family supported Michelangelo. Give more what? Examples. So will they ask this question as a short answer question like in, yeah, can be given. Short answer now. They may ask like, name three reasons that affected for the Renaissance. A short question, structured essay for 3 marks. Then you have to write those three reasons. Any three reasons. Okay, right. Even the idea of humanism. So what is humanism? Humanism means the idea that the man is the most important. Because of the revival thinking, some weaknesses in the Catholic Church were criticized. Now see, I have included it, but here you when you mention it, if you mention it that here, that's very good. Like growth in trade, you can here include that one also, declining of the Catholic Church and declining of the Catholic Church. That's good. Here I have included in the answer. Okay, and see here, because of the revival thinking, some weaknesses in the Catholic Church were criticized that caused the downfall of the Catholic Church and declining of the effect of it on people. Now, I think you got a clear idea how an answer is written, no? So this method is expected in the marking scheme. As a person who go for marking, I know it. No, that's why I just tell you this is something that many students don't know. They think that by hearting the two textbooks is enough. No, you have to write answers, get ready for the questions. Otherwise, you go to the exam, you just take the paper and think about the answers, compose them, and write. So that takes time. Sometimes you are writing only three questions and come back home leaving two questions. Okay, but as students who know how to write answers, and already now you have written the answer freely, no? Okay, so that you have written this answer earlier with me, so then you go for the exam, and what you do, you recall the answer and write it. It's very easy, because already we have discussed the question. All the questions that they can give you will be from our questions here we discuss. They cannot make new questions, because history cannot be rebuilt. History is history that happened. Asking another question, how long can we take to write an essay answer? Very good question. To write this answer, you have to take only 15 minutes. Because once again, I'm going to the whiteboard. Here you see, in a question, how many parts are there? Number one, first part, second part, third part, fourth part. No, this is only two words, 2 marks, three sentences, 3 marks. Very easy to answer this. This okay. Here the score is 5 marks. Very easy. Sorry, this is wrong. 3 and 4. Huh? 3 and 4. 3 marks and 4 marks. Here maybe three words. Here maybe two sentences. So 3 and 4 marks. This one under two headings. Two headings. So then it is 5 marks. Three headings. 5 marks. That's how the marks are given. Then only it comes 18 out of 200. 18. So then to get this 5 and this 5, 6. No? So then here this, for this one only you can take only 5 minutes. No? Within 5 minutes you can just answer this. For this one you take spend 15 minutes. For this one you spend 15 minutes. More than 15 minutes, that means a danger of not writing one question at last. For the second paper, sometimes those students who write well, sometimes the time is not enough. But for the first paper, lot of time is there. Within 30 minutes, like you can finish the first paper. But this paper, if someone says, I had 30 minutes after writing the answers for the second paper, sure he's fair. If someone says, I did not have the time to write the answers for the first paper, he is also surely fair. Because for the first paper, 30 minutes enough. For the second paper, sometimes 3 hours not enough, because you have to write. So mind about the time. 35 minutes is the maximum time that you can spend for writing one essay type question. Then only you can write all the answer. Right? Okay. Yeah, this is the time management for the paper. Okay, right, this is time management for the paper. Right, so now we'll go to this one. Already we discussed this question. No, see, one question finished. I told you that only 4 questions can be given from this renaissance. No any other question can be given. So after discussing one section, you go to past papers, and if you show me even one extra question which had been given other than my tudes, what I can do, I can pay you, right? Repay you your money. Okay, so that means you can't find any other question from this that past papers other than the questions given by me. Okay, because I make you ready for answering all the types of possible questions from every lesson, right? So now we discuss up to this now. Okay, the reasons. Now once again I'm going to the slideshow little bit, and then we'll come back once again to the tune. We are not going very fast, because we have 2 days to complete this. Another day also we have, right? Okay, now they were reformists. No, they were reformists. Now what happened after that? Now these now we are discussing these things. What, how the renaissance transformed Europe? What were the changes in Europe because of renaissance? This is the second question. So what is the second question that can be given? What were the changes experienced by Europe due to Renaissance? What are the changes? It transformed every section in Europe, such as academic, political, economic, scientific, even religious. Even they also religious Renaissance. Academic, now we'll start from academic. What is the academic Renaissance? The revival that took place in the field of language, literature, art, sculpture, and architecture. Academic means language, literature, art, sculpture, architecture. The revival of language and literature. In the medieval period, tribal languages were used. Why? There were tribal invasions. Greek and Latin languages became dead languages. They were not used by anyone. Only the tribal languages were used. They cannot write anything used in tribal languages. That's why we call this time. Okay, that's why we call this time as what? Dark age. Why dark age? It's not dark because was not written. Tribal languages are not used to write history. It's very difficult to find history. Why? Because of dark, because no writing. Okay, so that's the reason we call it as dark age. Then here, Greek and Latin languages are neglected. Use of about two languages were increased during Renaissance, and learning Greek and Latin languages became a fashion. People they started learning these two languages and reading those books. There was a revival in literature. There was a great interest in Greek dramas. A number of great authors emerged. You have to by heart these authors. Who? Dante, Petrarch, Boccaccio. They were from Italy. Thomas More, Francis Bacon, William Shakespeare, England. Erasmus from France. These authors were known as Renaissance authors. They were known as Renaissance authors. Why? They have been emerged during Renaissance. They have been emerged during Renaissance. Great literary works. There are two great literary works. What? Divina Commedia by Alighieri Dante, Sonnets for Laura by Petrarch. So you have to by heart these pink color or like brown color things because they come from MCQs even, and you have to use them when writing essay type questions also, right? So the Renaissance authors and great literary works. Then these are the people: Petrarch, Boccaccio, Dante, Thomas More, Francis Bacon, William Shakespeare. These three people were from Italy. They were from England. And humanism. What is humanism? Considering man as noble. In the medieval period, everything was based on the religion because no humanism. Then no one can give birth to any new creation under his name. Now we have some of the paintings of Mona Lisa by Leonardo da Vinci. But during feudal period, no, you can't display it by your name, using your name. Only collective ideas were valued. Everything happened in a religious framework. Why? Only the church was having the economic power to help artists, so they always told, okay, you have to take religious themes. You cannot give birth to any of the creations with any other theme. So love, war, and nature, these themes had been prohibited by the church. No author or no dramatist or no poet can use those themes to give birth to any new creation. They have to use always religious themes, always religious themes. With humanism, Europe started looking at everything critically. Humanistic subjects were started to be taught. What? Literature, history, art, ethics. You can criticize on these subjects, no? Literature, you can criticize, no? History, you can criticize. You don't believe something as Anuradha at all. You have to ask me questions. You have to criticize. How it can be, right? So I'm telling that Prince Vijay was not the first king in Sri Lanka. And Pandukabe was the first king in Sri Lanka. Then you can ask question how it can be because he was a ruler. He was ruling from Sri Lanka. Like that, I have to give the reasons. Art and ethics also, and art and craft. In the medieval period, art and craft had religious outlook. Why? The reason is that the church had the strength to support the art. No any other rich person, even they supported, even they could not support. Artists were not independent. During Renaissance, the rich started supporting artists. Individualism was appreciated. By your name, you can give birth to new creation. But in the medieval period, no, no one can give birth to any creation under his name. Okay, and they started making their creations independently. They made creations by the names of them. A number of great artistic creations emerged. Who were that? The city of Florence, city of that cities of Venice and Genova of Italy. They were famous for development of trade. City of Florence was a center which produced a new art of paintings. Artworks displayed nude and half nude figures. Last year, one question was what? Explain the features of art and sculpture during Renaissance. What? Nude and half nude. Nude and half nude means naked, making naked statues, drawing naked photos. So that's a kind of a feature. But religious figures like Jesus and Mother Mary were subjects. Now, these figures were not made in a nude nature. So they were religious. Important painters who Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, Raphael, Masaccio, Botticelli, they were important painters, right? Now this is Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, Raphael, Masaccio, Botticelli. These are some of the paintings. The Mona Lisa by Leonardo da Vinci. The Last Supper by Leonardo da Vinci. These two from Leonardo da Vinci. These are the paintings of the Sistine Church in Rome, in the ceiling of Sistine Church in Rome. And these two paintings also from Michelangelo. See, nude and half nude figures. Okay, that's a feature during Renaissance. So these paintings are the paintings of Michelangelo. These two, Leonardo da Vinci. Sculpture. Sculpturing in alabaster was a prominent feature. Alabaster, can you remember? I showed you the statue made with alabaster of Lorenzo de Medici. Okay, that's one special feature. I told you last year question was what? Explain the features, special features that can be seen in art and craft. So then you have to write. The many most were nude or half nude figures, and alabaster was used, and these were the painters, and these were the examples like that you can show. I will show you that answers model answer also, right? Okay, ask me a question once again. Even I have to answer them. What was the reason for painting nude and half nude figures? Actually, I don't know the reason, but that's a kind of interest at that time, no? Okay, so that's the kind of interest of the net. That means now normally painters or artists, they give birth to their creations according to the need of the people, no? So then maybe that's a need of that people of that age. Does that mean during the medieval period in the individual did not have the freedom to create what they like? And if they do create, it was they given, yeah, they were really punished by the church if they give birth to, if they selected any theme which had been prohibited by the church. Okay, right. So then now see, Michelangelo was a great sculptor. Sculpture Lorenzo the Medici out of alabaster. Statue of Pieta. This is the statue of Pieta. Mother Mary and Jesus. Alabaster. Made with alabaster. Okay. See, like a real, no? Right. Michelangelo. So then the special features is high roof in the shape of pointed cone. Now see, before Renaissance, they did not know how to, that means how to make semicircular domes. All the buildings are like in England. How? Having conical roofs like this. All the buildings are having like this. Conical roofs, okay. So that's like in England. But they started building half semicircular domes and large pillars and arcs. The buildings with large pillars and arcs like this. So this is Renaissance features. Once again features. Now last year they asked features of these buildings, architecture. See semicircular domes, large pillars, and these arcs. But during that time, no arcs, only that conical roofs. So that's also a difference, right? Okay, now see once again the slideshow once again. And this pointed cone and pillars in the shape of pyramids. There were circular arcs, high pillars, half round domes, according to the Roman architecture. Luxurious castles, St. Peter's Basilica, St. Church in Florence, they were they made according to this Renaissance architecture, so they were very great creations. Novel ideas on universe. Now, what are the novel ideas on universe? Before Renaissance, people were thinking the Earth as a flat object. So they were thinking the Earth as a flat object, like a roti. So they did not like to go to the end of the world, thinking that they would be falling. Then Nicholas Copernicus, he discovered the idea that Earth as a spherical object. And as well, Isaac Newton, he discovered the law of gravity. So then, without any fear, they started going to the downside because they knew that they won't fall. And sun-centered theory. So what is sun-centered theory? So all the planets are revolving around the sun in orbits. This was discovered by Johannes Kepler. This is by Nicholas Copernicus, Isaac Newton, and Johannes Kepler. Sun-centered theory we call it as. Like there were many new discoveries and new inventions in the science. That is the reformation in scientific field. Because of that, people they started thinking in a new way. Because these things had been discovered by scientists. Okay, so new scientists had been born. So these are the ideas. Okay, these are the ideas on the universe. Nicholas Copernicus, father of modern astrology, he discovered that the earth is round and the other planets rotate around the earth. Isaac Newton, England, he discovered the law of gravity. Johannes Kepler, German, he discovered sun-centered theory. Galileo Galilei, Italy, father of experiment, he invented the telescope and observed the objects in the sky and discovered craters on moon and subplanets of Jupiter. Nicholas Copernicus, Isaac Newton, Johannes Kepler, Galileo Galilei. Okay, these are the people. An advancement in medicine, William Harvey, he discovered significant information regarding blood circulatory system. Before his invention, people were thinking all the organs in the body were floating in a sea of blood. So that means entire body was filled with blood and all the organs were floating in the blood. But this person only he discovered only this blood travels through arteries and veins. Paracelsus, he experimented on the causes for diseases and remedies for them. Before that, people were thinking all the diseases are caused by the God. When the God gets angry with us, we are getting diseases. Then no remedy, no cure. But this person, he discovered that there are two types of diseases. One type is caused by bacteria and virus microorganisms. The other coming from the body like cancer and this high blood pressure. So then if it is done by bacteria or virus, we have remedies. So we can give antibodies to strengthen the body. So like that, the remedies have come because of that. And Michael Certes, he discovered information on the process of spreading blood throughout the body. Double circulation. So what is this double circulation? So in one turn, the blood goes through the heart for two times. How? So starting from here, going through the body, and coming to this one, going through the heart, once again going through the lungs here, and coming to this one. So see, in one turn, two times through the heart. So this is science. So this is known as double circulation of blood. It had been discovered by whom? It had been discovered by Paracelsus. It had been discovered by Paracelsus, right? And Johannes Gutenberg, German, he invented the printing machine. But this doesn't come under medicine, though I have included under medicine, right? It is actually a new invention. William Harvey, Paracelsus, Michael Certes, Johannes Gutenberg, who invented the printing machine, he was a German. Okay, right. Now, once again, we can go back to the short note here. Still, we are in the first page, okay? Right. The revival of language and literature, transformation of Europe by Renaissance, right? Okay. So, tribal languages were used in medieval period. Greek and Latin, which existed as dead languages, received a revival during Renaissance. Number of authors were emerged. Now, who were they? In Italy, Dante, Petrarch, and Boccaccio. England saw Thomas More, Francis Bacon, William Shakespeare. In France, Erasmus. What was humanism? Considering man as noble. Due to humanism, Europe started to look at everything with a critical eye. No, no, I'm not talking. I am giving you the time to write these answers. Huh? Do they give pictures of these scholars and inventors and ask who they are? No, 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 no. Exactly no. Two pictures are given in the first question. No, two pictures are given in the first question only. Okay, I think you wrote this, Anna. I'm giving some time for you to fill the blanks. Okay, right. In the field of art and craft, during medieval period, art had religious characteristics. Artists were not independent, and rich started appreciating worldly pleasure. Worldly pleasure means what? They wanted to enjoy. They wanted to experience luxury things. Okay, that's worldly pleasure. What sort of pictures will they give in the first question? Yes, that's a good question, but not from the here from the Renaissance like this. They will give that Hitler's picture, and they can give that the Bastille prison from Renaissance. Sorry, no, from French Revolution, and they can give a picture of that King Rajasingha II, and potsherd found from that pieces of pot found from Buddharaja Madama settlement. Like that, there are possible pictures. At the end of this course, I will introduce you what possible pictures may come. Every picture is not important. Okay, there's an importance of pictures, so I will introduce these pictures are important. Even at the end, I'm giving you my guessings. These are the questions that is given this time, like still the paper was not prepared, then those will be the questions exactly coming. Very it's a rare chance uh, to for my guessings to be wrong. One or two questions may be wrong. I know that 80% of the questions that I guess will come exact. So that happened earlier also. Now this is not the first year I'm teaching. This is the actually from 2008 I'm teaching. So then history. So this is the like 13th year now. So I have given many guesses. You can ask from your friends who are in my classes in previous years, and get the guarantee. So I guarantee that 80% of the my guessings will come for the exam, because it's not that extraordinary factor regarding me. Okay, because history cannot be changed. History is not rebuilt. Once again, history won't be repeated. So the same things in the syllabus can be given as questions. Okay, we'll go to the second page now. Paintings. The city of Florence became a center for art. These are the artists: Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, Raphael, Masaccio, Botticelli. And some great creations, you are right. Great creations of Leonardo da Vinci were Mona Lisa and the Last Supper. Masterpieces of Michelangelo was paintings on the ceiling of the Sistine Church in Rome. Last Judgment, the painting of Adam and the sculpture of Adam, the statue of Adam. So we are moving like this. Sculpturing in alabaster was a prominent feature. So I told you last year they have given a question. Explain. Now in the question tube, past paper question tube I have sent you. You can check, right. Explain the features of the art, right, during Renaissance. Alabaster. Sculptured Lorenzo the Medici of the Medici family. The statues of Pieta, Moses, and David. So you have to include all these features from here and there and write the answer. So after discussing this short note, we'll go for the some MCQs to do. Then we can go for the second question's answer. Half of the lesson is over then. Then we'll go for what? Today's work will be ended, and the next day we can finish this lesson. And we'll third week we are going for a new lesson, new question. So according to schedule, I think what's there in the third week? In the third week we have We'll see. Yeah. Yeah. Industrial revolution we are starting because eighth question we will finish. We have industrial revolution then. Okay. So if anyone is misses the lesson, so you have to ask for me from me the recording. Okay. That exactly I'll send you. But personally, to my WhatsApp. Yeah. Is it July? Sure. Yeah, 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 yeah. Third and fourth weeks of July. So then, what is the next 2 weeks? June. Here, sources of learning history. Third and fourth weeks. The first lesson of grade 10. We'll do that and come back to this one. Okay. Because in a different way we go. Yeah, I can give my number. You just the it's better actually just um you just send me a message, personal message to WhatsApp asking for the recording, then I can send you the recording, but tomorrow, okay? Because I have to upload this to Google Drive, and as a Google Drive link only I'm sending. So it takes time for uploading. So then tomorrow, like I can send you the recording. If anyone misses any part of the lesson, that I can do. Even if you want, you just can send me your name and number, name in WhatsApp. Then I can just include you to a group. If we create a group like for the paper class, I think that's better. Then at any time, just you can ask from me to the group anything I can share. Right. So then architecture. Buildings with circular arcs, high pillars, and half-round domes were started to build. Example: St. Peter's Basilica Church and St. Church in Florence. Remember, discussing questions is the most important. Okay. So sometimes some are leaving before the end of this session, so that means the questions are at the end now. Then it is the most important, so we are just going to discuss some MCQs now for a kind of essential reason, no problem. So then I just can send you the recording. So then architecture, buildings with circular domes without the talented architects Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, and Raphael, and scientific advancement. Novel ideas on universe. Nicholas Copernicus, he was a Polish from Poland, known as father of modern astronomy, discovered that the earth is round and the other planets revolving around the sun. Isaac Newton from England discovered the law of gravitation. Johannes Kepler, the planets are revolving around sun. So this is not a sun-centered theory. So in questions they are mentioning as sun-centered theory. So Galileo Galilei Italy invented the telescope and observed the objects in the sky, discovered the craters on the moon and subplanets around Jupiter. Okay, advancement in medicine. William Harvey discovered the blood circulatory system. Paracelsus experimented on the causes for the diseases and remedies for them. Michael Curtis double circulation of blood. These are important even for the MCQs. Okay, Johannes Gutenberg invented the printing machine. So now 2 pages of the short note we completed. Only 4 pages we have in the short note. 2 pages we completed now for the today. Now we are going for some MCQs. So when taking MCQs, I have taken the MCQs from 2008, even including the Renaissance. Sorry, the Industrial Revolution, because Industrial Revolution also belonging to the eighth question. So I have included some questions from Industrial Revolution also. Then you just can just see when we discuss. So if you have missed anything, what you have to do, please ask from me the recording, okay? Because you need it, right? So when we are doing online things, sometimes the data may be finished, signal problem may come. So it's my duty to you to provide the recording. But being in the class is very important. So thinking that you are given the recording, don't miss the lessons. So in the when you are in this lesson, you can ask many questions from me, and we can discuss a lot of things. All right? Yeah. Okay. Shall we go to the MCQs then? Everyone finish writing? We'll
Yes, sir.
discuss. Yes, we'll discuss because you are doing the question and I am discussing. Okay, right? Okay, good. Right. So now you are doing the question and I am discussing. Huh? Okay, here also I'm taking the questions. Right. One by one you are doing now. Right. Do the first question. Asking how to get the recording. I told you to my WhatsApp number, you just send a message privately asking for the recording. Then I'll be uploading the Google Drive link to your WhatsApp. That's the method of getting recording. Okay. Okay, you did this. I'm going to the whiteboard for a little bit to explain this one. So there are some things that we have to discuss and remember. Okay. Right. Now see the board. Now, because of the scientific advancement, like that, they have the many scientists have discovered the Earth as a globe and the gravitational pull by Isaac Newton, Nicholas Copernicus. So, because of that, very without any fear, people wanted to go around the world. Now, see this. This is that Portugal Iberian Peninsula, where that Portugal and Spain were there. So now they thought, okay, if it is a globe, if we jump out to the ocean, so we can just go around and come to China because they know about China from the east and India. So they thought that if you go like this, you can come to China or India because it's a globe. So here you can go around. So that's why there was a competition between Portuguese and Spanish to explore the Atlantic Ocean. So Atlantic Ocean to go to China. So because of this competition, Pope in 1493 he divided the Atlantic Ocean by an imaginary line. By an imaginary line. Okay, he divided the Atlantic Ocean. And he told Portuguese, okay, don't cross the line and go down and explore. He told Spanish, okay, cross the line and explore. Cross the line and explore for the Spanish. Don't cross the line for Portuguese. So then, that's why Spanish, they have gone like this direct and they discovered two American continents. Spanish were the first nation to come to America. Portuguese, they discovered like this and they have gone here down and they have come to where? Cape of Good Hopes and they crossed. So here, by a mistake, they have got Brazil also, the Portuguese, okay. But however, they had the competition to explore the ocean, to go around the world. So however, Spanish were the first nation to come to the come to that explore the ocean. Spanish were the first. So they have come to England, the America. America was a very rich land and they have taken all the gold and silver to their country. All the gold and silver. So they became very rich. The first nation who became rich was Spain. The second nation who became rich was France. Third, England. So these rich nations were known as nation states, but we will be learning about nation states after this lesson, after this short now. The next section of the short note is nation states. Nation states were the very rich nations who became rich because of the gold and silver. So Spain, France, England. That is the order that they became nation states. Now I just gave answers for many. Okay. So I gave you my WhatsApp number. This is my WhatsApp number once again. 84 35 399. Okay. So even if you just send me your name through WhatsApp, I will create a group for paper class and join you for that prayer, that one. Okay, right. Now see here, asking question: of the following European countries, which countries could be described as original nation states? What are the original nation states? Spain, France, England. Spain, France, England. Now see the answer: Spain, France, England. Yeah, this is the answer. C, D, F. Got it? Yeah, third answer. Good. Third answer. Now do the next one. This one. This is from Industrial Revolution, not from Renaissance. Names of persons who made discoveries during the Industrial Revolution are given in column X and their discoveries are described in column Y. Arrive at the correct answer by correctly matching the names in column X with discoveries given by column Y. George Stephenson, rail train engine. Alexander Graham Bell, telephone. Humphrey Davy, safety lamp. John Kay, running shuttle. The next lesson we are going to do. So then what is the order? B, C, F, A. But you don't have any F here because of that. Okay. So the E is there. So E must be F, no? B, C, F, A. So the answer is here, no? What is the answer? B, C, F, A. In your one, it is E, A, no? That E must be changed as F, B, C, F, A. B, C, F, A. What is the third question? This answer now already you know. Which country of Europe first embarked on exploration of the world? Now you know that. But, yeah, my answer is wrong here. It must be Spain. Okay, this is wrong. Okay, it must be Spain. So first answer. We will see your answers. Yes, not Italy, Spain. It is Spain. So my answer is wrong here. The answer Spain. Huh? Right now, fourth question. Why did Constantinople become important in the 5th century AD? Now try to select this. Because it became the capital of the Roman Empire. It became a center for training explorers of the world. It became a center that built the trade relations between the West and the East. It became the holy land of the Roman Catholics. We'll see your answers. Yeah, many are very good. They gave the really correct answer. This is the answer. But it became a center that built the trade relations between the West and the East. All of you have given the correct answer. No one made it wrong. That's good. Very good. Huh? That means you have just listened very well. What's the historical event called Crusade? What is the answer? We'll see. Many gave the correct answer. Yes. We'll see the answer. What is the answer? Battles that originated between the Christians and Muslims over Jerusalem. That means you have just listened very well. All gave the correct answer. Very good. Six. Now see this answer, right? Art and literature taking a secular outlook. Secular means worldly. Worldly means not religious. Interest in teaching subjects such as theology in place of humanitarian subjects. Highlighting the collective feelings over the importance of the individual. A revival of European languages and literature due to the study of Greek and Latin. As question is out of the aspect indicated under A to D, two features that can be considered as those of the period of the Renaissance. What is belonging to Renaissance? What is belonging to feudal? Secular outlook, that means that non-religious outlook. Theology, collective feelings, importance, and revival of European languages. Now see your answers. Hmm, yes, Mifla correct, Adib correct, Safa correct. Yeah, still correct the answers. Yeah, this is the answer. What is the answer? A and D. C. Secular outlook, non-religious. D. European languages, Greek and Latin revival. Here, theology belonging to feudalism and highlighting collective feelings. Individuals were not given any chance. Right. Number 7. The main feature of the feudal system prevalent in the European society during the medieval era. This is out of syllabus because it's not there in your syllabus, but uh, this I have taught you. Uh, yeah, then yeah, correct answer is given. How about the others? Yes, Adip is also correct. The existence of strong monarchical system. Strong monarchical system means king was very powerful. Is it correct? No, he was powerless. That's why he handed over the large land areas to the aristocrats. Centralization of administrative system? No, decentralized. Existence of developed trade pattern? No, no trade. The existence of serfdom? Serfdom means slavery. Serfdom means what? Slavery. Then what is the answer? Slavery was there. Slavery was there. Now this mono in the feudal system, no strong monarchical system, no strong kings, no centralization of administration, no developed trade, only slavery was there. Okay, next one. On account of the power struggle that prevailed among European nations, the Pope decided to divide the world into two zones in 1493 to enable the said nations to engage in exploration activities. According to this allocation, the zone assigned to Spain was the present. What is the answer? They have discovered what regions? Good. Adib good. It's some good. Umar good. No, Umar wrong, right? So now see this one, this answer. Present South and North American regions. Spanish, they discovered North America and South America. Number 9. Number 9. Which of the following nations selected Batavia as their eastern headquarters? Batavia, Holland. Last question for the day. Due to enclosure movement. So what is enclosure movement? That is belonging to industrial revolution. Enclosure movement means what? What is enclosure movement? One, two, one, two, one or two. Many are giving two as the answer. Okay, we'll see the answer. It is what? It is the forming large farms by merging small peasant holdings. Land enclosure movement. So we will be learning this one under industrial revolution. Okay, right. So you are good actually, not bad actually. You are very good. Now we can go for this. Go for this that the next question. So up doing that question, we will finish today's work. So this is our question. Second question, page number 10. How the Renaissance transformed Europe. So this question can be given as what? What were the results of the Renaissance? Even if they give you the question in that way, this is the answer. Academic renaissance, the changes in the academic field. It was the revival that took place in the field of art, architecture, medicine, science, and political fields. During medieval period, Latin language and Greek language were used in a limited way as tribal languages are used widely. But during Renaissance, there emerged a revival of interest in learning of those two languages. A number of authors who made a great service to literature emerged. In Italy, Dante, Petrarch, Boccaccio. In England, Sir Thomas More, Francis Bacon, and William Shakespeare. In France, Erasmus. Many great creations had been emerged. Divina Commedia written by Alighieri Dante, sonnets for Laura written by Petrarch. And okay, write this up to this one. Complete your blanks. So academic renaissance means results in the academic field. Or you can just write as development, intellectual development. It's a result, intellectual development. So this question is related to what? This question is related to results of renaissance. Okay, if we write as the development in art and knowledge in design refer as academic renaissance, no problem. Yeah, I told you no. They give some headings in the marking scheme, but they say if the student had taken another heading which is relevant and supporting it with a paragraph, give him marks. You have a freedom, and we have also a freedom to check whether you are writing correctly. Other than the marking scheme, even we can give you marks if you are writing accordingly, right? It must be accordingly. The marking scheme is not strict. They don't say that only the students have to select only these headings. No. Okay. Any other questions like this? Yeah. Okay, then I'm slowly moving because taking time. Okay, right. So then, birth of humanism, the idea that the man is the most important became a prominent feature. As a result, the religious framework had been broken, and people started looking at everything with a critical eye. As a result, many humanistic subjects had been emerged. History, art, literature, ethics, they are humanistic subjects. Yeah, exactly, going for marking. So then second one, see, now we have taken academic intellectual development as one result. What is the second result? Development in art, craft, painting, sculpture, and architecture. That's second heading. So that field also had been changed now. So even you can take the changes in the medical field, scientific field, religious field, political field, everything you can take as results. Many results are there. So this paragraph is bit longer. The city of Florence became a center for art. Famous artists emerged during Renaissance were Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, Raphael, Masaccio, and Botticelli. Great creations of Leonardo da Vinci were Mona Lisa and the Last Supper. Masterpieces of Michelangelo was paintings on the ceiling of Sistine Church in Rome. Paintings of him were Last Judgment and the paintings of Adam. And among sculptures, some famous masterpieces were imagined. So sculpturing in alabaster was a prominent feature. Sculptured Lorenzo de Medici of the Medici family. The statue of Pieta and Moses and David. Ask a question. So I have a doubt. Is China and Taiwan is same country because I was confused when map marking? No, map marking. I will show you how to mark Taiwan and China. Taiwan is a small island near China, but it belongs to China. China Taipei belongs means actually not belongs like an independent country. So would you like to complete this answer writing by taking a little bit of time? So significant changes in architecture. Buildings with circular arcs, high pillars, and half-round domes were started to build instead of buildings with conical roofs. Talented architects during the Renaissance were Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, and Raphael. Some buildings constructed reflecting great architecture, St. Peter's Basilica Church and St. Church in Florence. Okay, up to that only the answer is there. But even you can take some other the fields like science. Okay, okay, scientific field and medicine field also, medical field also you can take. Scientific field and medical field also you can take. Okay, as results. Here I have given you only academic and art craft architecture. Scientific results, results in the scientific field, medical field, everything you can take. Yeah, so then we are not continuing from here. That means one half I have completed. Only one day is enough for me to complete the other half. So this is the time that we have to stop the class. So um, any questions or anything? Any comments? Is it okay that my explanations and the way and everything? Okay, if so, just if you have any
Thank
problem,
you
anything, yeah,
so
yeah.
much, sir. It is really nice.
Okay, right. So okay. So if you have any question, please send me as WhatsApp message. So I will. I'm available for you to answer. So then we can finish the class for today, and we'll meet next time next week. Okay. So then, good night and God bless. Okay, right. Bye then. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. God bless you, sir.
Okay, right. God bless. God bless.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Okay. Good night. Good night.